All right. Photo sharing discussion number 108 is on the air. What is this? June 14th? Yep,
Yep.
2014. I've got Wes down in sunny Florida joining us. Hey, Wes.
Hello.
Hey. And we just had Simi pop in from Connecticut.
Greetings.
Hello. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Good. You've been busy with posting images this last week here, so you got through some stuff.
Yep.
Good. That's good. That's very good. I got a few done. I've still got a few more to get through, but I was happy to get the two or three that I got done. It looks like Patrick's been just posted a few here this day too. So you got some good
He's
stuff.
definitely been busy.
Yes, he has been very busy, and as always, some very cool images. So dig into those here in a little bit. But photographically, anything new and exciting this week for anybody?
No, nothing too new here.
No new equipment. How about you, Sim? Any new equipment, lenses? Did you sell that A6000 because it's a piece of crap, and you're getting another full frame camera or something?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the new A720Z something. I don't know. Everybody's been going gaga over the new Sony announcement.
Oh, is that the that came out this week, didn't it? Huh. What's
the announcement?
They just
but I don't think
the
camera
announcement,
came out.
yeah.
Okay.
Nobody's tested it yet, but they already want it.
And what's the? I missed it completely. All I've been doing is pretty much working, eating, and sleeping this week. What's new and great about it over the A7 II that came out just 4 months ago?
Yeah, 40 something megapixels, 42 something.
42 backside illuminated.
Yep.
Okay. And still, so that's the big thing is just the new sensor.
Autofocus
Yeah.
is supposed to be improved.
Okay, so improved autofocus.
In-body stabilization.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They're using Olympus's in-body stabilization.
Yep.
About $3,200.
That's it? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about lenses? Any new lenses that they announced with it?
I think they have on their roadmap maybe another 7, something like that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, those are intriguing cameras, but the thing that did it for me was there just weren't that many lenses. And sure, you can use a bunch of other lenses with it, but you always run into compromises when you do that. So, that was but
Yeah.
that $3,200 camera in a couple years will probably be what, 1,800 probably, 1,800 probably.
God, who knows? Yeah.
So,
Could be 1,000 as fast as they come out with them.
Yeah. So.
I got a lot of people testing the new Canons that are out.
Okay. Well, any good reviews on those? Anything as a must-have? I've been.
Not for me.
Okay. All right. I've been
I haven't really
sadly
seen any.
out of the camera equipment news cycle for quite a while here because I just haven't had enough time really to do that.
I am done unless something breaks on me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Something would have to come out really intriguing for me to sell myself.
Wow. 50 megapixel EOS 5 DS.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then the EOS M3. Okay, that's their updated mirrorless. So how much is the 5DS? 3,600. Okay, $3,700.
Yes. So far, the tests show that it's not the fastest camera. You're not going to do it for sports or anything, but great studio camera.
Okay.
Or going to do landscapes, I guess.
Yeah, full frame landscape.
Yeah. Dynamic range is still a little behind, but I don't know. If you're a Canon shooter, you want a lot of detail. You're envious of the D810 and those guys.
Yeah.
They have one.
36 or 40 or whatever the A10 has.
Yeah.
Wow, that's just amazing. I mean, I guess to a certain extent,
megapixel walls are back.
Yes, they are. And we've gone from what, 23 a couple years ago to 50 in 2 years, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, Nikon came out with that. What was it the 800?
Yep.
3 years ago, that was 36. Is that what it
Hmm.
was?
Yep.
Yep. And that was I got a buddy that upgraded to that, and he thought that was it. And now he's looking at upgrading again. But I mean, yeah, that was before that. They had what, 23 or 24 megapixels, I guess, in their full frame.
Hmm. I
So
think it was 24. Yeah.
now it's up to 36, 50, but it's still the same size sensor. So you run into that physics thing. Does it really make that much a difference or not? I don't know. That would be the
It depends what you're looking for.
yeah.
If you're in controlled lighting, then you want the more pixels you can get, the better, I guess.
Yeah, that's true. So it's like
I
for
mean,
studio.
it did look sharper, but I don't know if it looked, $3,600 sharper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but like you said, Wes, for in studio where you've got hopefully ultimate control over lighting and that type of stuff, it would probably be advantageous to a certain extent. So now you can blow it up the size of like 3 billboards and still look good
Mhm.
instead of 2.
Yep.
Yeah, it's amazing. But yeah, I mean I think you're right. Megapixel wars are back. It's I guess it's good. I mean, it's great to see all the new stuff come out, and just like everything, it'll trickle down to the mid range. What is now the top of the line will be mid range in a few years, probably. So
Yeah. I don't think it shoots 4K. That was missing that.
okay. Does the new Sony do 4K?
Yes, 4K in the camera now.
Wow. That's and a mirrorless, so it's basically half the size of the Canon or the Nikon equivalent, probably less than half the size. Wow.
It should be about the same size as the previous one. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, it's very small.
Gonna be small and that's
So all the complaints they had, that they looked like they tried to address them. So
Yeah.
faster autofocus.
Yep.
People were complaining about the 4K. You had to buy an attachment in order to actually get it. So now it's in the camera.
Okay. All right. So it makes it a little easier to use. Wow. That's I think if I were to go full frame at this point, it probably wouldn't be for a couple years. I would probably go Sony, but the only thing that's limiting me right now, I would need to see a few more native lenses available for it. But that'll happen. I mean, in a couple years, they'll probably have 10 or 12 lenses for that camera, which cover most of the range, and you'll get some of the third-party, the non-OEM stuff, putting out lenses for it as well.
I'm hedging bets that maybe Nikon's been waiting for Sony to come out with to perfect the mirrorless, so they can come out with a mirrorless and use their Sony chip.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, that would be interesting. Canon, on the other hand, they still make their own sensors, right? Yes.
Yeah.
That's if Sony will sell Sony will sell them the sensor.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be worried about. Everybody like,
Yeah.
no, we got our own thing. We'll just keep it.
Yeah. You can still use our previous generation sensors. You can't use the latest and greatest.
Yep.
That's gonna be interesting to see how that all shakes out, because I mean they're definitely making the most news in the camera world, it seems to me, the last year or so. With the A7 and then the update on that. What is it? The A7R, the one that has 150,000 ISO or whatever that is. It's pretty much
the S, yeah.
shoot in the dark type camera.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say that thing is just amazing. You can almost see in the dark with it, and it's a usable image. So
yeah, I think the new Sony also has like 100 something odd focus points now.
Okay. Back in the day, we just used to have one focus point in the middle. That was it. That's all you needed.
I still only use one.
Yeah.
I just turned the center one on.
Yeah. What about you? Yeah, your EM10. I mean, you can get up to, what is it, 80 or something, right?
Yeah, like 81, I think it is, or some
with
weird number like that.
The small grid. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just a bit too many. I tend to go to the mid-size one, which is that 36 or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that seems to be fine. I haven't had any issues with it.
Yeah, I've thought about doing like a group in the middle, but right now I'm just using just one middle point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in most cases that works fine. Hey, Joe.
Hey, buddy, what's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going about 108.
Okay, that was my next
Yikes.
question: is how hot is it there right now? Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting to be the real deal this week. It's once it. I think tomorrow they said it's 110. So tomorrow they said you can officially say it's hot.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
all right.
Once you get 110, it's officially hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
110 above, it's officially hot.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we had our first 90-degree day, I think, officially today, which is a little late for us. Usually it's by Memorial Day we've had a 90 degree. So we had the first 90 degree, but of course that's with decent humidity. Not quite swamp humidity, but it's pretty close right now. So
Yeah, Joe, it's a dry heat though.
Actually, I was just going to cover that because I've been comparing it directly to Albuquerque, and when I checked yesterday, at least, it was 30% humidity in Albuquerque, and here it's 13. So
oh yeah.
it's a dry heat, and I don't know what the hell difference that makes.
Yeah.
It's like whether you want to be in a sauna or whether you want
Yeah.
to stick your head in the oven.
I mean-
Which one do you want?
Try to stick your head in the oven and see how that works out for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I don't know. Even with dry, low humidity, anytime you're above, you're over 100, it's just hot. I mean, bottom line.
I think
Yeah.
the difference is like if you at least have some humidity, it's sticky hot, and that
Mhm.
sucks. But when you're out here, man, and that sun's hitting you, I mean, it feels like your skin's just burning. You know?
Yeah. Just like the oven. It's like taking a walk in an oven.
It is, man. It's it's crazy.
Welcome to your first full summer in Phoenix. Oh man. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got here July of last year, so this is like my first full 4 seasons out here. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, but you don't have to worry about going out in the heat if you go out and get that new 50 megapixel EOS 5DS, because you'll be stuck inside trying to figure out how to make it work.
Oh man. Is that something new that was announced?
They just announced it. Was it last week or back in February? I guess, right? February.
Oh,
it
Cameras are
just
out.
started coming out.
It's just started shipping. Okay.
Shipping, yeah.
So now.
Okay. That's one of those 2 models that they introduced, right?
Yeah.
They're for mostly. I think they're geared mostly towards landscape and maybe portrait, maybe.
Yeah, studio work.
That's
Yeah.
studio work, yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's got to be a big ass file, though. I mean, 50 megapixels. That's.
oh, good lord, yeah.
Yeah. I think I said the buffer fills up after just like a few shots, like maybe 5 shots or something.
Really, they made the buffer that small for that
Like a
thing?
1 gig buffer.
Yeah, it's not fast at all. Yeah,
Wow.
it's slow.
That's an oops on their part. I would
So it is a true. If the buffer's that small, it's a true medium format.
Yeah, it's
replacement.
a 35 millimeter medium format replacement. Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's the megapixels of a medium format on a 35 millimeter sensor.
Yeah,
So
yeah, because and I could say for what I do, what I like to do rather, I go slow enough for that. I can handle that.
Yeah, you probably could. Yeah, three or 4 shots, wait a couple seconds, another
Mhm.
few shots. Yeah. Hey, Dennis.
How you doing, lads?
Good, doing well,
Hello.
doing well.
Hello.
Good. So it's 110 in Phoenix right now. What is it in merry old England right now?
Morning, England. Well, it's near enough midnight over here, so it's not too hot actually. It's been really cloudy.
Okay, all right. So does that mean what? High 60s, low 70s, maybe?
Yeah, we use Celsius here, isn't it? So
Okay.
it's
What is it? 'Cause that-
25 if we're lucky, maybe 23.
Okay. Yeah, so that's 37. That's like 68, 69 degrees. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing to go and lay in the backyard.
Yeah. I think Joe would take that right now.
Our weather's not like yours. One day it's really hot and you're in a t-shirt, and the next day you've got a coat on.
Yeah. You're so influenced by what happens on the ocean. I mean, it's something.
Yeah. Most of our bad weather comes from America.
Well, you know what?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, anything we can do for you, Dennis, you just let us know, man.
Just send it over. Yeah.
Kind.
Yeah, anything we can do to, improve.
Joe's been shoveling a lot of sunshine, so maybe we can bottle some of that up and send it over.
Oh, it is so difficult. I mean,
Yeah.
Where are you, Joe? You're in Florida?
I'm in Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Hmm.
Yeah. I remember when I was in Florida, it was in July, and it started raining, thunderstorms, and everybody ran and went in the hotel.
Mm.
And it wasn't until I read on the wall afterwards how many people get hit by lightning in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Lightning capital of the world.
So the English guy and the wife are swimming in the pool, and there's no one in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Yeah, it's tempting. That's tempting. One of your own there. You'd be getting one of those Darwin awards, swimming in a pool.
Holy moly.
Yeah, it is. What's funny about it right now, at least, is that it's hitting up to, I think, like today they said it's going to be 108, and the low is still hitting about 80. So that's pretty good for us right now. What's funny is you go about 2 hours north, 2.5 hours north to Flagstaff, the high is 78. So that gives you the contrast there in Flagstaff.
They're at about 6,000 feet, 7,000 feet, something like that.
I want to say they're 8.
Okay, I could believe that. Yeah.
For some reason, I think that they're 7, something like that, 7 or 8, 7.
Yeah. That would be worth about 30 degrees. Yeah. Probably. It's just high enough that the heat doesn't. Yeah, the heat from the desert doesn't make it up there quite as much. So.
And then all this concrete that's here, man. Oof. And I'm dead in the middle of Phoenix too. Like I'm not like in a suburb. I'm in Phoenix, and it's concrete everywhere. You can just feel the heat coming off that like asphalt and concrete. Oh, dear God.
Yeah.
I just feel for the homeless, man. There's homeless out here, panhandling, and I'm just like, good Lord, how do you do it? I mean, just standing out there with a stupid sign, and I'm like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like seeing homeless in like Chicago in January. It's like, come on, go to Phoenix. Get a bus fare to Phoenix, and then go back up to Chicago in April.
We talk about that, like.
Oh, man.
Are they snowbirds too? I mean, do they like hop on the train and like?
I bet you some of them do.
I think they do.
I would. I mean, it's in the whole scheme of things, it's not that expensive to do that. And if you were serious hardcore panhandling, you could save up enough money to switch locales twice a year. I mean, it would be worth it, I think.
Well, I hate to. There's one of them that I see. It's got to be his corner. During the week, I'll see him. On the weekends, I don't see him. He's pretty much a clean-cut dude.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen him at the Bank of America over there when I go in there.
He's cashing. He's making cash deposits.
Really? I've seen him over there. I'm like, holy crap, this guy has a bank account. You know what I'm saying?
He's doing like Denny Hastert. He's just putting in just under the amount to get noticed.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you probably don't want to see his bank balance because it's probably pretty nice.
Yeah. Probably piss you off. Yeah, I mean, like I say, he always has on nice clothes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, clean and decent is what I'm saying. Not like he's in a suit or something. But
I mean, there are some true homeless, for whatever reason, usually addiction, mental illness, that type of thing. But I've run into people in every city that have basically admitted that that's what they do. That's their job. They're not necessarily. They just like to be on the street and they make pretty good money, asking for money, and it's all tax free. It's all if you're making 50, some of these people make 40, 50,000 bucks a year doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard work. I mean, you're always out there, but.
Oh dear God, it's hard work out here too, man. I would not. And he'll have like on a polo shirt, and he'll have it buttoned up, dude. What gets me is you'll see people right now in this kind of heat with hoodies on. You know what I'm saying? Like big freaking jackets. I seen this one Asian guy. I don't know if he was homeless or not, but he had on the biggest, thickest darn starter jacket I had seen in a long time, and he was running. Oh.
And I guess it's all relative. Maybe he came from like Singapore, where it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity.
I thought, okay, he's just running across the street. Hell no, he like kept running. I couldn't even see him anymore. He was running so far. I'm like,
it's like it's like the wrestlers in high school. They'd run in the hottest part of the building in their rubber suits to lose weight. Maybe he's cutting weight for a tournament or something. Who knows?
I tell you, I got up at I woke the rooster up this morning to do my walk. I mean, there's no way.
Yeah. You're probably getting to about 10 o'clock in the morning, and after that, it just gets too hot, probably.
Yeah, I don't know how big the marathon was, but they were doing a marathon too, and it was that early in the morning. Like.
Oh yeah, they're probably like sunrise. Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of, let's go and dig into these images here. We got a few, and we can. Everybody's posted. I think everybody posted. Did you post any, Wes? No, not this week.
I threw one up there. I did this week. So
oh, okay.
Just to have something to show.
Okay. Good. Let's get into it. I actually got a couple done in between. This is the last one we did last week. I'll go ahead and do the screen share here. Oh, let's see. Screen share here and do that. All right. Hopefully everybody can see that. That's the last one we did last week. That's Wes's dock in the prairie.
Oh yeah, that was really nice. Yeah.
Speaking of
I thought we did yours too.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, I think we.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Did we finish up with? Okay. Yeah, it was
$1 million.
my last one.
Yeah.
That's
the
$1
one
million
we did.
range. All right. Well, now let's go back to the Capitol. So this is a panorama, right, Simmy? And how many frames to make this?
This was another 31.
Only 30. Gosh. We're trying to skip on the pano.
That just rolled off so easily too.
That's just 30.
That's all like that. 30. The rest of the guys are wusses, I swear.
Handheld?
Yep, 10 across, 3 rows, handheld.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lightroom? Just dump it on Lightroom and hit the go button?
There you go. Yeah, it turned out it just had a couple artifacts and.
That's awesome. That is. Fantastic.
How was Lightroom at cleaning those up? Because I haven't tried to do grid stuff yet.
Like I said, I didn't really have to do. There was a couple spots where I had to drop it into Photoshop.
Okay.
The one in Photoshop. Police car that was kind of prominent there. But
okay. Yep.
And I noticed a couple little things, which it's like you'd have to really peek in there to see it. So.
Yeah.
So you did all this in Lightroom?
Yep. All the toning and stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
Nice.
Yep. Very nice. Very nice. That's a pretty powerful feature. All for what's Lightroom now sell for if you buy it? $100 basically.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty powerful.
Wow.
Got the cloud thing.
Yeah.
The Creative
you
Cloud.
Get $10 a month. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get Photoshop added on. That's what I have, and I just haven't done much with Photoshop yet. I really need to dedicate some time here this fall. I'm going to have a lot of images from this summer and fall, so I'm going to jump and try to use Photoshop this winter and learn how to use it properly. But this is a great result.
Yeah,
Very
we
nice.
rolled up to Hartford. Hartford, there's not a lot going on in that city. It's like the deadest city in the world.
How far away is it for you? An hour?
About 45 minutes, if that. And
Not too bad.
they were doing a 5K run at the time, so a lot of the streets were cornered off.
Okay. So this was this was on a Saturday. This was last Saturday, huh? Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
what size files do these turn out when you stitch all these pictures together?
Oh god, huge.
Yeah, 31. Hello. Wow.
And you're doing 31 with your full frame 32 megapixel camera, right?
24, yeah, 24.
24 times 30.
Yeah.
That's
Dennis, in other words, like
that's
he's got an
60 gigs
external
right
drive.
there. Yeah.
This one took up one external drive right there. That was a gig.
And it
You can print
spits
it out
out
life size.
it spits out a DNG, right? It spits out a DING file.
Yep, it
So
does.
that
Yep.
was probably like 7 gigs. I mean, it's got to be somewhere in that range, I would imagine.
Let me see if I can find it. What's
Now,
this month? April, June, right?
June, yes.
When they go DNG, it goes smaller than it would for RAW, doesn't it? It makes like a
No,
smaller file.
I've seen. I don't use DNG unless Lightroom forces me to, like doing the panorama or the HDR stuff. But it doesn't seem that big a difference from RAW.
Oh, okay.
But you know,
I don't think it's that much of a difference.
their pitch is that it's more portable, you know, because you're not depending on just one particular camera's RAW format. But yeah.
So this thing is fairly big actually. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what she said.
Wow.
I had to do that. I mean, come on.
yeah.
It was out there. You know, it was
Yeah,
out there.
This one's about 7 gigs.
7 gigs. Oh, I guess pretty close there. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's That's ginormous. Oh man, that's huge. Yeah, 30 shots with a 24 megapixel camera. Merge gives you a 7 gig file.
That's insane, bro. How long did that take?
And this one's actually trimmed down. So again, you know, I'm gonna have to time it next time because I'll hit it. I'll hit it and then I'll go off, get a cup of coffee or watch something, and come back and it's done.
Read War and Peace and come back. Hey, it's done.
Yeah, that's
I don't know. I mean, I don't have the fastest computer, but when I did I think it was a 6-shot with my, with my Olympus, it took a minute.
Yeah.
Minute and a half to do. You know, that ended up being 100 meg DNG file.
I mean, I respect that this was done, but I mean, how do you even like? I'm gonna snap 31 shots here and stitch them together. I mean, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you even get that done? I don't even.
Because he can.
Yeah, I'm like, wow.
Wow, that's amazing. But the detail, yeah. I mean,
Well, this is the thing that was the reason I wanted to do this one was I had my 20 millimeter on here.
Okay.
But in order to get the view that I wanted, it just didn't. The 20 was just. It was weird. It was the building was either if I stood back where I was standing, it was either too small or else if I got up too close, I'd miss a lot.
Okay.
But I wanted this whole thing in, and this is basically a 50 millimeter shot.
Okay. So you still kept the 20 millimeter on there.
No, I took the 20 millimeter off.
Okay.
Put the zoom back on and set it to 50 millimeters.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay. Just because of positioning and framing, you couldn't get what you wanted with the 20.
Right.
Okay. So you basically set it to 50 and went from there.
And normally, I've never tried one with a 20 millimeter a pano. I'm not even sure how.
Why? Yeah.
Yeah, wide and distortion on that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It gets tricky with distortion on that wide stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. You get a lot of curvature at the edges, especially.
Hey, Mark, there's Mr. Stitch It Together right there. You know, he's probably 31 inches is probably a session beer for him, man. 31 images.
He's kind of there. He's on his phone. Yeah. Hey, good. We can hear you.
Okay.
Video isn't.
Oh, really? I can see me.
Okay.
I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
Can hear him.
Yeah,
we can hear you fine. So welcome.
Well,
Glad you
thanks.
can make it. Yeah, we were just discussing Simi's 7 gig file here. It's 31 images. So I know you posted a few images, so there's probably we might surpass 7 gigs maybe.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, there's some of the. I briefly scanned over some of those shots. It just insane work, bro, as usual.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I did a terabyte or a gigapixel image for the first time the other day, but it crashes my computer to try to edit it. So
Oh, imagine that.
Ouch.
I haven't been able to do much with it.
Yeah, there's a certain point where you're just like, okay, no.
In fact, I think it was actually like before the crop, because there's like some junk that I need to get rid of. It was actually like close to 2 gigapixels, because it's like 100,000 pixels by 20 something.
Oh my god.
Just the NSA is watching everything we do anyway. Just send them a note. They can process it for you.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh man.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little late here.
That's okay. Glad you can make it. So here we go. Another shot of Hartford. There's the Capitol over here.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the city. And is this a
No, this is
single shot?
single shot. It's the funny thing is this is probably about one of the best vantage points to shoot from.
Okay.
And the three of us, we went up there because it's near a park, kind of, and there's it goes up to the highway, and they have a bike path and walking path in the highway.
Okay.
And we were thinking, they have the suicide guardrails up there.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know how high they were though, so we brought some step stools, and we got there, and it was way too high. And they have the interlocking mesh, so you can't really shoot through it.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently, somebody else has gotten the same idea to get this shot, so that somebody probably took a hammer or something and hammered out a circle.
Okay.
so there's one shooting hole up there
Yep.
that somebody hammered out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like at the racetrack.
Yeah, and we've got that here. One of the bridges over the interstate that looks in on the city. It's got the same thing. It's got just chain link fence, and all that. But there's like 2 holes that people have just cut out essentially in there, and they've been there for years, and that's where people go. It's like night shots of downtown Atlanta with the headlights and taillights streaming and everything. That's like the only place you can get a shot, wherever those people decided to cut a hole in the chain link fence. So.
Yeah, this thing's way thicker than a chain link though, so they had some heavy duty equipment, and they just fashioned out a nice little circular hole.
Maybe it was those guys that broke out of prison. Maybe
Yeah.
So we were talking about with the car stuff. I was out in LA. I shot like 22 cars out there a couple weeks ago, and we're going to all these different locations, and there's fences and stuff, and they were like semi-joking about bringing a bolt cutter next time when we go.
Mm-hmm.
So that you see a little gate, just snip, and then drive the car in there quick, shoot it, put it back.
Yeah. Get everything done in 5 minutes before somebody shows up.
It was all half joking, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe we'll see next time.
Yeah, half joking. Yeah. Yeah,
See how everybody reacts.
It's one of those, and we're all thinking really hard about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just joking, right? Yeah.
Well, there was one location that we shot a car where we were like, I don't know, let's ask permission. When they said, no, you can't, but we're like, you know what? We can. The car will get there. So we just went and shot it as quick as we could and then ran away.
There we go.
Yeah, isn't it ridiculous though? I mean, you're going to get a no from certain people, you know, and you're just like, you're doing nothing there. Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing's happening there.
Yeah. It's just,
Well, I was gonna get because I got my security badge from work, and I was gonna get one of those yellow vests and a hard hat,
There you go.
and just go in and go, yeah, I'm here to shoot the place, and just walk like I was expecting to be there.
Right. That's totally like at events. If you just act like you're supposed to be there, you can get away with so much.
I swear, and I've gotten away with that myself at events. I don't know, something about getting a camera in my hand, and I feel like I can do all kinds of stuff that I just normally wouldn't do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's been one of them. I've gotten like backstage at smaller little concerts. You know what I'm saying? But I've gotten backstage. I've been. I've shot some of the high school graduations I've shot. They didn't want anybody backstage, and here comes Joe with his stupid camera, and no, I'm supposed to be back here. I'm the photographer. Oh! You are? Yeah, I'm the photographer. What the? You know what I'm saying?
I've had the cops threatened many times. People say they're calling the cops, but no cops have ever showed up. We've always left before anyone's ever got there. I don't know if they actually do call the cops. But
I've
for
had the
stupid
cops.
stuff too, it's just like,
Yeah.
why? It makes no sense. Like, why do the cops? And it's just more like, if they come there, the cops probably just, hey, could you please leave? But I don't want to deal with the hassle, so get out of there.
Yeah, exactly.
You know where I've had the cops, Pat? I've had the cops here in Glendale.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all sensitive over there.
I was shooting that
You're allowed to take photographs in public places in America.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is people will be like, oh, my property's in the background, so I don't want you shooting here. But it's like, well, we're on a road, on a public road. Everyone that walks by sees it. Everyone that, it's like incidental if it's in the background kind of thing. But again, and I know that that's exactly what the cops would say if they came. But, well, the other thing is out in LA, too, you have to have permits to shoot everywhere. Like, you're actually supposed to get a permit anytime to shoot anything, anywhere.
Really?
But it's just, we don't even know where we're going to shoot the cars until we drive up and find it. So it's like, you can't go through a process of waiting a week for a permit and paying however much. Mm-hmm. So just kind of hope that no one hassles you kind of thing.
Yeah. I bet you that's not cheap either.
Oh, no, I don't think so. And I know the fee or the fine isn't cheap either, but luckily we had a couple people last time I was out there come up and say like, oh, who gave you a permit to shoot here? And just like, I didn't know it'd be a problem, so we'll leave, kind of thing. But
Is it a public place?
Yeah, public places, but I guess, kind of public places,
Yeah.
And it's like everyone kind of owns something out there, and there's so many people filming so many things and all this stuff constantly that even like locations people use like every single day, they want you to pay for a permit to use.
Mm-hmm.
It's a kind of a broke city kind of thing, so get what they can get kind of thing.
It's I know in LA, Matthew Jordan Smith, I keep up with him a lot. In LA, he talks about that, and it's because of the movie studios and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So they've got these.
Well, I think they
deals
all want their locations to be unique if they can. Yeah, where like they want to own that, so only their movies or their pictures will have that background, so it doesn't.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Somebody said that in Vegas that they've purchased out to the sidewalks from the city, so you can't even shoot from the sidewalks anymore. That's if you have like a professional camera, so a professional looking camera in air quotes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, generally, if you're on the sidewalk, you can photograph whatever you want because it's public. It's a public space.
Well, in Phoenix, I've never had to deal with that, the permit stuff especially. But I've had people kick me out of places or try to, even when I like that lot where I was shooting like just in a nice like neighborhood in the hills, and some old guy comes out wagging his finger. We don't want you here. Get out of here. I'm calling the police. And
you damn paparazzi.
Yeah, like just quiet. We're sitting there quietly, not bothering anyone at all. But
does it depend what camera you got in your hand?
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's too big, they're going to call the police. But if it's just a point and shoot, they take no notice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That part is the absolute truth because I've been kicked out of places here in Phoenix area for sure, as well as back in Albuquerque. But I know that like as far as LA goes, Matthew Jordan says that the permits weren't that bad. It's just a matter of getting them.
Well, that's just it. It's like people reserve it and stuff like that. And I know that we were shooting a hangar that the people had rented, and they're going to keep it, for like an event. It's actually the Enzo pictures I posted, that hangar. We were shooting there, but we weren't allowed to take the cars outside until we heard back from the permit people, and it was the day of the shoot. And some lady was on the phone back and forth all day, like all morning long, like trying to get final approval so that we wouldn't get in trouble for pulling the cars out of the hangar onto the, the area right outside it or whatever. And it was just like, they paid the money, they rented the space, but it was still a hassle to even get the cars outside.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Just ridiculous, yeah. So I've done the same thing in Albuquerque. I actually went through the process of getting the permits, and I think it cost me maybe $30. It wasn't a matter of the cost of the permits.
See, I think it's more than that there for sure, but
it might be, but it's just a matter of just like you said, you don't necessarily know where you're going to shoot. Sometimes this particular location might be good. So I'll shoot here a week from now. So I'll go to the city and get permits for that. There were some areas where they would give you like an annual pass. And the cost for that wasn't too bad either. I want to say it was like 125. And granted, this is in Albuquerque, but then you could go shoot at that particular location, and it was a big area. Anytime you wanted.
Yeah.
That would make sense if you were tied to that particular area or really liked it. But, it's just another way to get, in most cases, just to get more fees.
Yeah.
They just see it as a way to
For sure.
get some more fees.
Because I'm like Pat, I just kind of show up and wait till they kick me out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, usually that's the worst that's going to happen. I mean, out there they can give you a fee, but again, it's not going to be me that's going to be paying that. It's going to be the client. So I'm not too worried about that. I hear that those fees can be like thousands of dollars out in LA anyway.
Wow. That's. Hey, Rui, welcome.
Hey guys.
Oh, hey, Rui.
Hello.
What's up?
Hi. So what's up?
We're just talking about Joe melting in the heat of Phoenix and how expensive it is to shoot high-end cars in LA.
Can only imagine.
Are you here right now, Pat?
Yeah.
Um.
I'm actually standing outside in the heat, in the shade, but.
Now, an interesting question came up, and of course, this was during my show, but it's still, very relevant here. Now, if you were in a situation where you had to shoot a car outside, 1 in the afternoon, or like right now when the sun's still very harsh, any tips for getting that done?
Polarizer, that's a big deal. But, I mean, just kind of using, you kind of have to either embrace it or, like, that's one thing I like about doing the stitch stuff. If I have to, like in the sunlight, you kind of get a better dynamic range by doing that. So I can kind of deal with that a little bit. But yeah, I mean, you got to, certain colors and certain cars, you're just kind of screwed. I mean, you definitely have that look. But, that's the thing, like I said, if you kind of embrace it too, like depending on your location, if it looks like the desert, you can kind of do that washed out, like really bright. Kind of like one of the pictures I posted, that Jaguar, the XKSS.
Yep.
That's kind of what I was going for with the, just kind of almost monotone desert. Looks hot, looks desolate kind of thing. And that sometimes you can pull off, with the bright sunlight. But yeah, I mean, like black cars and stuff like that are really, really tough. Or I think actually, I find the hardest cars to shoot are red. And even in sunlight, just because the sensors don't really handle it right, so it's really hard to get that true red.
Oh, yeah.
Because you'll get where it's like you lose all the details and the red's really bright, but then if you like dial up, like luminance back from the raw or something like that, then you end up with, you can see the details, but the color's not right anymore. It's not like, it's like a deep red, which the car isn't, and if you're trying to sell it, you kind of want to show it.
One of my recommendations was to use speed lights, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's like
you can for sure.
That's the situation where you just need like light,
Yeah.
It's funny.
Balance it out.
It if people hear that and if you're not used to that, you're like, well, of course you need more light in the middle of sunlight. You know what I'm saying?
I use like 90% of the time if I'm using flash, it's in because it's so bright out. Like backlight the person with the sun and then hit him with the speed light kind of thing. Cars, I don't know. I don't use flash very often. Sometimes I will with interiors, like shooting across. Put it like in the passenger window and shoot through the driver's window. You get kind of a cool effect that way. But yeah, for sure. I mean, that's when I use flash out here, especially is when it's really sunny, because I don't know. Yeah. Cars at night with flash, I don't really like that look. It's just kind of unnatural, I mean, you can do it and make it almost like a studio and kind of cool, but I don't know.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, midday sun is usually not the best time to shoot.
Yeah, it's just my best tip is just don't.
Yeah, don't. Just go to the bar and drink a few beers, wait till the sun goes down.
Yeah, me and Pat have done that too, and you almost miss your shoot because you're having too many beers, having a good time.
Creative photography.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of creative, here's I guess Hartford again, somewhere in Hartford.
Yep.
Building reflections. That's very cool.
Yeah, it was a cool blue building, but
Looks better in black and white.
it did because speaking of shooting in the middle of this is when after the race was over with, so the sun was starting to get a little harsh.
Okay.
Before it was cloudy out, and then the clouds just left, and then it was like, ugh.
Yeah. And you can see a couple clouds there, but yeah, nice reflection though.
Yeah.
It's a neat curve with the windows and everything. It gives some very cool reflection.
Oh, speaking of, Kurt Busch just won that rain-shortened race a little while ago. So.
Oh, okay.
Just I know Dennis loves his NASCAR.
Yeah, that's becoming standard, Joe. You just have to give the NASCAR update. As we're doing this photo share discussion and NASCAR update.
Yeah.
So did you do this in just in Lightroom, Tim?
This one I poured out the silver effects.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. It's got some nice shimmering reflections of the other buildings in there. That's nice. A little bit of grain in there too. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's very nice. I've been taken with a medium format camera. Oh, and here's a detail shot. Same building, I guess. Detail shot.
Yep.
At 200. Okay, 18 millimeter. I like that.
I always think those.
Yeah.
I always think glass buildings look good in black and white.
Oh man, yeah. This is a perfect one. This is one to sell right here. This is a good stock photo for a background on your phone. Man, this would be great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nice. Tilted a little bit, and yeah, that's great. Yeah, black and white is definitely the way to go with those images. Great reflection right here. Very nice. Yeah, you can if you're in a city and the light sucks, you can always do these kind of shots because no matter what the light is, I mean, it'd be interesting beginning of the day or end of the day. Then you might want to leave it in color because you get some of the glow.
Yeah.
But midday, shoot it, get a nice composition, and convert
depends
it
on
to black and white.
depends on the building too. Sometimes you get some buildings that harsh light it's just not good looking on them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're dependent on your angle to the sky, right?
Where the building is in relation to the sun.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to be in another tall building with your angle down and what the street reflection gives you. No.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You just got to get access.
That's where the yellow vest and the badge
That's
comes
the yellow
in.
vest, man. You know.
Yep.
Yeah. And just hope you don't get arrested.
I guess it's like terrorist.
Yeah.
Against you like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Just walk in there with an AK. What's the problem, Sim? You know.
I'm not going to jail.
You have the vest on.
Yeah. Just make sure you get the shot and upload it first, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, there's too much crazy stuff going on. I don't want anybody barrel rolling near me or anything like that.
We'll see you in 10 years, my friend. It's not a big deal.
Got the shot. That's all.
We can say you got the shot.
I got the shot. Yeah.
More like I got shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is. Unfortunately, that is true nowadays. You do have to be careful. You want to take. I think as a photographer, you got to take risk to get some of the shots, but you want to make sure that they're smart.
There was a legendary place to take pictures of the airport in Albuquerque, and I got really nervous about doing it anymore. Just because of the climate and what's going on, and you know what I'm saying, people taking pictures of planes were looked at as terrorists. What are you going to do with? Why are you taking pictures of planes? And you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. It's an unfortunate result of the times that we live in, I guess. A little bit.
I've heard people being harassed for taking pictures of buildings too, for that same reason.
Oh yeah, we've had that a couple times. Just walking around downtown Atlanta, people, you can't take a picture. And I was like, we're on the sidewalk. Sorry, we're taking a picture. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But this this shot here that we took,
Yeah.
over to the right, you can see the rancher. You barely met. He just drove out of the frame. He was yelling at us for taking pictures of his flowers. It was tough.
Yeah, and this is a good example. Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
You know?
No, this was we were driving from Denver to Durango on 285 through the San Luis Valley. It's about a 7,000 foot high mountain valley, and just all the flowers were in bloom. So we just stopped and just stood off the side of the road and took a few shots. But
Yeah, it's beautiful.
yeah, the flowers made it. I mean, it was noon, so the light was pretty harsh, but there was a lot of clouds in the sky, and I did have a polarizing filter on there, which makes a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, it's really. I'd take that little barbed wire fence out of there and just a little bit more of that foreground. And this is like a desktop. This is another perfect stock photo. Another great. I love taking shots like this. Like most of the shots that are on my phone that I'm using for my background or on my computer are all shots that I've taken. My shots that I have on like my and my Amazon Fire, stuff like that, man, are all shots that I've taken. So
yeah, I thought about taking out the fence post, but then I looked at it and I was like, it's kind of. I've got 3 of them in line, and it's kind of symmetrical. But I mean, that wouldn't be that hard to take out. It'd probably be 10 or 15 minutes, and I could remove the 3 posts and a couple strands of wire. But yeah, I mean, that was one of the few times we've been through there with stuff in with the wildflowers in bloom.
Those clouds over the mountains and everything. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Did you realise, Mark, that this is Area 51?
Yeah. not unless they have one in central Colorado.
Yeah.
But no, I mean drive through that. I mean, the San Luis Valley is just one big flat valley, high up in between two ranges of mountains, and it's always a pretty drive because there's always something. The sky, the lighting. I mean, I've never complained at all driving that route because there's always something to see.
Yeah, in south of here, there's just these random farms kind of everywhere, and there's a couple of them that have corn growing right now. I'd love to just take a chick and go shoot some stuff in those cornfields like that. They can just be so cool, but yeah, it'd be one of those situations where you're having to dodge the farmer. I already know it. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Having some dude yell at you.
With my corn.
Yeah, whatever, dude.
If you ever make it to southern Wisconsin, my parents have corn on their land. You could use that. Give you permission.
I'll have to. Just take a couple chicks up there to.
Or fly them out. Yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, not a big deal at all.
There we go. And so we got a picture of somebody who was complaining too much about photographers, and they revolted and took him out.
Yeah, that's right.
Out in the ground.
Damn it.
Yeah, get those photographers pissed off. Look what happens.
Shut up, or I'm gonna make you shut up, and there it is.
There you go.
So is this in Hartford?
Yeah, this is like they call it the ancient cemetery. It's very interesting. One of those like old cemeteries with the old markers. But it was hard shooting here. It was like because every angle you got crap. It's like surrounded by crap.
Yeah, you got a little bit here. Yeah, it looks like another building over here.
Bad buildings, and this was like the angle where the buildings were kind of solid, and the parking lot. There's a parking lot that's on the upper right there.
Okay, over here. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's blurred out enough where it's not too distracting, I guess.
Joe, is this where I'm supposed to say? Is this the dead center of Hartford?
Nice, I like that, man. That was good. Yeah.
No, but that's nice.
I like what you did with this, Sim. This is good.
Yeah, it's really nice having the headstone as the focal point right at the left edge. Tons of detail here. And this is an old headstone, you can tell.
Did you add anything to this headstone we're looking at?
Nope, just a little clarity, some colors. desaturation a little bit, and then that's it. I didn't do too much with this one. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, graveyards are fun, but like you said, sometimes if they're old graveyards, they're in the middle of everything else because everything got built up around it. So you really have to spend a lot of time trying to find the right angle, and sometimes you can't find an angle.
Yeah, so sometimes these old ones, they're just all haphazard. They're not. There's you can't even see any geometric patterns or anything. It's just kind of.
You're just like, well, Fred's here, and Bob needs a spot, and there's a hole over here. Let's just go and put him that way. And yeah, there's like no orientation, left, right, up, and down. It's just wherever there's a space. Do
you ever find any good inscriptions on these graves?
I'm trying to think. I didn't see anything here. I recognize some famous people from Connecticut and from Hartford. But
we had a famous comedian who died a few years ago here, and on his grave it says, "I told you I was ill."
No, it is fun. It's fun to shoot graveyards, but when especially if it's an older one, you just spend some time reading it, looking at the headstones and reading it because you do see some interesting people with a sense of humor about the whole thing, and it is pretty funny sometimes. That's a great shot. Yeah. And here we are back looking at I guess a detail shot of some of the stuff we saw in that scenic that you had from a few frames ago, I guess, right?
The colors here, wow, man, nice.
The colors are great. Yeah.
That's from the Capitol has a park around it, so that's from the park where the Capitol is.
Okay.
Looking back into Hartford.
Okay.
And this is City Place one, that building, United Healthcare. I think that's the tallest building in Connecticut right now. So.
Okay. All right.
It's not that tall, but it's the tallest one in Connecticut.
This is a neat building here. This older one. That is very nice. The color's great. The blue in the roof. The blue in the sky. It's a nice match and nice symmetry on this taller building. Yeah.
It was it was weird. The colors there. I didn't notice that before until I actually shot it. I was like, this is actually a nice looking building, but.
Yep. The green, I mean, very, very green. It's the blue. Yeah. It's a nice. 52. Okay. Very nice. Nice city detail shot. There we go. Looking up the building.
Yeah.
This like on the tripod, camera tilted straight up, and you're like kneeling down below it, trying to frame the shot.
Yeah, no tripod, not this day.
This is too cool, man.
Yeah.
Because I know that's a building in the reflection. I know it is, but it looks like a wine rack.
Yeah, it does. It does look like a wine rack.
That is cool.
That's a big ass wine rack there. There's some big bottles.
Yeah.
This building's cool because it's all the windows are painted reflective gold already.
Okay, so that's where you get the gold. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those clouds, man, are you kidding me? This is sick.
Yeah, that is very cool. It's got a nice kind of urban grunge kind of look to it. Yeah. Yeah. The color, the way the sky, color of the sky, and very nice. So you're just laying on your back pretty much, and.
Nope, standing straight up, just looking angled up.
Okay, all right, just.
Yep. No, I'm not getting on my back in Hartford. I don't know where that street's been.
Yeah. Yeah, there's.
Somebody.
Yeah, it's. Yeah.
Always practice safe photography.
Yeah, safe photography's right. Yeah, put your raincoat on for that one, man.
Yeah.
I'll have to bring a towel next time or something, I guess.
Yeah, that's a nice shot. That's cool. That is a neat, and the reflection is. That's an interesting building in the reflection. That is.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it is just the windows, but they do look like the ends of wine bottles. Yeah. That's a very neat one.
Yeah, you know, people don't think about that either. You know, you get a shot like this. I probably all of us have done it. I've stepped in and kneeled in some god awful stuff to get a shot. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's always part of your memory. Every time you see that shot, you're like, oh, yeah, I got something to tell you about this one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The backstory. The backstory. Yeah. Very cool. Oh, okay. Oh, I like this one too. This is that same building, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that gold, that yellow gold is just incredible.
Yeah, and it could be overpowering when it's actually when the sun's lower, because then it's really
Yeah,
yellow.
the yellow to the yellow. Yeah. Yeah. This is one where you probably do want to shoot in the middle of the day.
Yeah, this is
light against that yellow.
yeah, this is when the clouds came back in, kind of shielded a little bit, so it was kind of cool.
So pretty wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, I like the shape the sky makes here. That's cool. But it kind of almost looks abstract.
It's like a puzzle. Yeah.
Almost like you're looking down into it.
Yeah.
Yep. It's framed very nicely by the three buildings there. You get an interesting.
Yeah, it gives you just enough perspective on.
I
I almost feel like that building in that top right corner is like looking down on me, for Christ's sake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, up here. Yeah.
like
Three
it's
wise-
kind
three
of.
wise men.
Yeah. That's just cool. And then this line, you got it framed so it just right out of the corner. Then it just leads you right into the whole thing. Yeah, it's very nice. The colors are great. There's a lot of. You just wander around the city and you see buildings and it's a lot of images there for the taking. You just gotta look around a little bit, get a little bit of perspective on things.
Oh,
That's my
this
baby.
shot.
Yeah.
This shot sucks, bro. You got to get better at this stuff.
Yeah.
I swear to God. One of these days, bro. One of these days, you're working at it. You know.
Ferrari.
Yeah. Yeah, this photo, if you notice the views and stuff, it actually, I guess, ended up on the Flickr Explorer thing this morning, which I didn't even know about.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
But, like,
Oh yeah, 13.
it just kind of went crazy.
Wow.
Cool.
And I uploaded that last night, so
Wow. Okay.
a lot of people saw it. I got like a whole bunch of new followers on Flickr and stuff, because I don't really obviously post that much on Flickr. I haven't been posting much of any of my stuff even on my own site.
So posted in three groups. So somebody saw it and was like, cool, and then they just.
Yeah, I guess I don't know if it has to be Flickr or they have like admins to do that, you know, who add stuff to that Explore tab or whatever at the top. But
It's some sort of bot, I think.
oh yeah, because I wasn't even aware of it, and then all of a sudden.
It's their form of curated images, probably. You know.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, but yeah, that's a photo shoot that I shot actually a little while back now, for a month or more, and I just haven't hardly had the time to do anything at all with them. Unfortunately, the owner of the car even asked me like, "Hey, how are the photos coming?" And he's a super nice guy and said, you know, I can meet up anytime to shoot it again in his other cars and stuff. So I'm hoping to do that again soon. But,
Yeah, you're like, oh
yeah,
crap.
obviously pretty crazy car.
Oh, I forgot to get to those. Yeah, they're coming along good.
I didn't edit the photo on your multi-million-dollar vehicle. Don't worry about it though.
Yeah. You're like, oh man, they're great. Yeah.
That is just a sexy car.
Yeah, but like I said, I was out in LA, a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and I was there for 9 days, actually shooting like 22 cars. By far the biggest photo shoot I've ever done. It was like $80 million in cars, something like that.
Damn.
And it was all like we went around in like the worst parts of LA to find like graffiti and just like trashy looking industrial.
Isn't that
type places,
hilarious?
Kind of stuff,
Yeah.
so.
Isn't that hilarious?
You take the best cars to the worst parts of the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is so counter, isn't it? That is hilarious, man.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you know what would be cool is if we had this in a horror. Let's just take it to Skid Row. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
I mean, it was some pretty sketchy places.
Uh-huh.
Let's take your $8 million car to this just god awful place, and that'll be cool, man.
Yeah. You get a good shot of it.
If I had one, that's exactly where I'd be.
That's hilarious. You know what's funny is every once in a while I see one of these supercars when I drive at night, you know, and that little back part on that license plate's about all I really get to see.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just blazing by me, man. I mean, just so cool. It really is cool to see them like that, doing what they're kind of meant to do. You know?
Kind of built to do. You know?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is a awesome shot, and it's great. Just the brake calipers peeking through here. You know, the bright Ferrari red. The whole rest of the car is black pretty much, and you just got these little hints of red here with the markers and the tail light, and then the calipers.
Just enough red peeking through, just barely peeking through, like that front caliper. Yeah. Just enough red peeking through to just counter it.
Yeah.
You know, almost looks like Batman, dude.
Yeah. That is an awesome vehicle.
Sorry, my phone crashed there.
Very cool.
And it moves. 0 to 60 is 2.2 seconds.
2.2?
Jesus!
Yeah.
Oh.
It gets to 186 miles per hour in 18 seconds.
Okay.
God!
So that's basically, that's essentially crotch rocket performance from 10 or 15 years ago.
Yeah,
it's faster than that.
That's faster.
That's
faster than the crotch rocket.
That's faster, yeah.
And it stops faster and handles better on top of that, So
once you start getting, I think once you start getting in the threes, like below 3, you're faster than a motorcycle.
Wow, that's crazy. That's when you have a real car, when it goes faster than a crotch rocket.
Yeah. You want to really be impressed, Pat. It takes me about 18 seconds to get to 7th gear, dude, in my truck, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
But in your truck, how many LaFerraris could you haul on your trailer? How many LaFerraris could fit in a 53-foot trailer?
Yeah.
I'd say 4, probably. You could fit probably 4 in there.
More than that, yeah. I've seen them haul these exotic cars, and they could still fit, I think, 10.
Oh, man. So there you go. You can haul 10 of these for 17 seconds.
It is insane to see some of these cars hauled in those car haulers, too, because they put them in these god-awful positions, and you're like,
Yeah, I was just going to say, actually, one of the cars, it was in New York City, so I couldn't shoot in L.A., but they were shipping it out there, and they were saying that, like, they're reliable. That they were going to ship it only one car in the truck for insurance purposes. Because they didn't want anything else anywhere near it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a $13 million car, so.
Yeah. So you pay $10,000 to ship it. That's fine. Yeah.
No, they were trying to get it as fast as possible. They were giving them quotes at like $25,000 to ship it from New York to LA.
Wow.
Yeah, reliables. Hey, Pat, you've seen those guys. Sometimes you probably want to shoot the truck.
Yeah.
You mean, yeah, that's pretty crazy stuff, yeah.
Those guys have impressive equipment, man.
Yeah. Well, they have to. For the clientele they're servicing, they've got to have the play the part too,
Oh man, it's some of their equipment ain't no joke, man.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of their stuff around Atlanta, and it's like, wow.
Yeah.
There's multi-millions of dollars in that trailer right there.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like 10 LaFerraris. Okay.
And they stack them just all. Oh, you're like.
Yeah, you're like, oh, jeez. It's like if they hit a bump, the whole thing, everything's just going to collapse on itself. I'm like, how can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh. So here's my image of Shiprock. You've seen Shiprock, Joe, haven't you? Yeah. Northwest New Mexico, out in the Navajo Nation. This is a very significant rock for the Navajo.
And it's out there too.
It's out there, yeah. It's about 30 minutes outside of Farmington, which was Pam's hometown. We had to go down there and take care of some stuff, and took a drive out there. But yeah, it's a pretty impressive piece of rock.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
About 1,600
out there on its own.
They did part of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit shoot out there.
Oh, okay. I could see that. Yeah, and it is the only bad part to this. Well, it was noon, so light wasn't fantastic. But I did use a polarizer, and I did bracket 3 shots and just merge them in HDR effects, which helped. But it was kind of breezy, so all these little flowers and stuff were a little blurry. But But I was right up against the fence line. I couldn't get past here, and the color's good. And all these out here, these are all flowers like this blooming out in the field out there. So that was kind of cool.
That's one thing people don't realize about the high desert is it's freaking always windy.
There's almost always a breeze. I mean, it wasn't super windy, but it was, it was a 5 or 10, just enough to have this stuff swaying.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way I could stop it. I mean, you just can't. I couldn't get a fast enough shutter speed to really stop it. So you just, I did a little bit of detail, try to bring out more detail on here to kind of take away from that. But and then for Joe, I figured, well, let's see what happens if I do it in black and white.
Yes. Nice.
So I took that same image, I just dumped it in Silver Effects Pro and played around with it real quick.
It just, yeah.
But it's kind of fun, and we've been out there. I mean, we've been out to Farmington so many times, and I just never had the time to get out here. So next time we're just gonna go out and get out there sunrise or sunset, because this would just be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Just either way, either beginning or end of the day, the color on that thing would just absolutely sparkle.
Hey, Mark, so you didn't have any problems with the Indians letting you take shots out here?
No, this is probably about 3 miles away.
Okay.
We were on an Indian a road, service road that came off of the state highway or highway over here, and we were just on the road, just regular road. So I just pulled off where I could and put the tripod right up against the fence.
Yeah, they're very protective of.
Yes, they very. But there wasn't much traffic out there. It was a Monday at noon. So there just wasn't a lot of traffic moving back and forth.
And that's the good thing about this area, that it's so, out there in the middle of nowhere that you can see them coming. So you're like,
you can literally see the cars from 2 or 3 miles away. It's like, oh, there's a car. It's like, don't worry, it won't be here for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, and fortunately we had some clouds, so that helped quite a bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. This is what you do when you shoot a multi-million-dollar car in broad daylight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of going for.
So what does that
This
equal
is
in dollars?
actually on a reservation too.
Okay.
Not too. It's just like one of the ones where it's like actually near a casino. I guess he said he's been kicked out a few times in this area. I tried to make it look like it was more out in the middle of nowhere than it is, because this is just kind of on the edge of the valley. I mean. Well, like a kind of a hole in the valley, like I said, because of the reservation. There's not a whole lot there, but yeah, this car. I've known the owner for a little while. I met him through like the auction company. I shot a couple of other cars. I knew he had this, and it's just like, yeah, come by anytime and shoot it. Like super nice guy, and he's like, oh yeah, you need to come back and shoot my other cars, and he gave me a ride and everything like that. And you can see my little title there for it, because the thing is, they only made like 16 of them, something like that.
Wow.
And like they just never ever trade hands. He's had this one for 20 years.
Wow.
But like conservatively, I'd say it's like a $15 million car, probably more like 20. And he drives it hard. And this one has like it's the only one with all the original body panels, has the original leather interior. But I mean, like I said, he drove it on the freeway, on the side streets, let me ride in it, got on it pretty hard and stuff. If you actually zoom in on, it's like a 200 megapixel image or something, I think this is.
Wow.
But so if you zoom in, you can actually see like all the little bugs and stuff all over the front. And I, left those on there because most of these are just like sitting in a museum, never to be driven kind of thing.
Is it
and I was like, what's that?
Is it a 6 or a 12?
It's a 6, a straight 6. Yeah, an old. It's basically the Jaguar D-Type was their race car, and then they had leftover chassis when they stopped racing them, and so then they made street cars out of them.
Wow.
But like I said, they only made like 16 of them, and then I think a few were totaled. And there's actually people that took them and converted them to race cars, like in period or shortly after, and then switched them back and stuff like that. So like I said, this is the only one that's like totally original. So.
Wow.
Awesome. But the guy, I was like, do you mind if we back it up on this dirt road just for some pictures? And he's like, sure, it's just an old car. Yeah, I guess, but I mean, just super chill guy.
It's the same thing as like a 74 Pinto. It's just an old car. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's
another photo shoot that I haven't had a chance to do much at all with, because I did a full shoot of it, and I actually got some cool video. with my SLR and like the wide angle lens and external mic from the interior as he was driving me around in it. But
that would be awesome to see. If you can post that, that would be great. That'd be...
Yeah, once I get that kind of piece together, it's a few different videos, kind of back and forth, over the hood and out the back.
I'm wondering about. You went pretty wide open here. I'm curious about that choice.
Yeah, well, this is another super stitch one, so I was just trying to kind of get that background to drop off as much as I could. Kind of give it, because I was going for the more like I said, just kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Because originally there's actually like off in the background at the horizon, there's some buildings and some power lines, and I kind of edited those out. Because like I said, my idea was to try to make it look like we were actually just out in the middle of the desert in Arizona when that wasn't really the case. I mean, it was still, like I said, there isn't much there for miles for sure, but
just that one Walmart.
Yeah.
And that could be enough.
The really bright part is obliterated the Walmart back here.
That could be enough. That's for sure. All it takes is one Walmart. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's an awesome car. That's a beautiful car too. Look at that.
Yeah, they're pretty.
Wow.
Pretty great. Like I said, I mean, that was one car too that I said, oh yeah, I shot a. I was telling the guys at the auction company I do a lot of work for, like, oh yeah, I shot a Jaguar XTS, and they're like, whose is that? Who'd you shoot it for? Like, they were like kind of nervous that I'd shot it for one of the other auction companies.
Oh.
Because it's a car that, like, if one did get up for sale, it'd be like a huge deal because you can't even find prices on them because they just never ever trade hands.
Okay, people buy them and they just keep them. Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this guy's had this one for 20 years, so.
Wow. That's.
And in the collector car world, like for high dollar cars, that's a long time. And he's like, doesn't seem to have any desire to sell it either.
Mm-hmm. He probably doesn't need the money.
And I'm sure people bug him constantly trying to get it from him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome car. And a great shot too. I mean, it gives it that kind of the end of the earth kind of look to it, with the blown out
that's sort of what I was going for. Like I said, I don't even that's even necessarily the best photo. I just haven't had a chance to look through them all yet, but I did like that kind of dirt road because we shot some on the pavement, and then we did some rolling stuff from like the passenger seat of another car, that kind of thing. Which I'll get to one day.
This is very nice. Yeah, I think it. Nice little texture to the roadway, believe. Whoa! Here we go.
Psychedelic, man.
That's kind of freaky. Yeah.
It is.
So which way is which? So this is that same building. Are they two towers that merge, or how did you?
Oh, I just did that in post. I just flipped it, made it square format, and said, "Hypnotize me, baby."
Yeah.
That's nice. Wow. We got wine racks on each side.
Yeah. All that. Yeah, it gives in and out, left and right. Yeah. It is. That's cool. And the colors are fantastic. Once again, very nice. I like it. That is super creative, and just the converging lines. Oh, yeah.
That is freaky if you look at it for a while.
Oh, dear God.
This is the Jetsons. Barry Weiss's 50.
It's a funky one.
55. Is that a real car?
Beatnik.
Holy crap.
It is, yeah. That's Barry Weiss. I didn't actually know who he was. He's a guy from the show Storage Wars.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was his car, and so we met up with him to shoot it. That was actually when I was the one. I think it was the last time I was on here. When I was in the airport.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
That's the photo show. I was flying out to do that, and then a bunch of other cars. But that was like the first day I shot this, and then other stuff the next day. But yeah, it's pretty crazy car.
Wow.
And yeah, I mean it obviously it's on air suspension, so it lifts up when it drives. But
that
little bubble, and it was. I can't imagine how hot it was in there because they were driving around.
Like a plexiglass bubble on the top.
Yeah, just like a magnifying glass. It just amplifies the sunlight, and then just obviously like no circulation. They had it cracked, but yeah, pretty funky car. And this is actually a location that's like super popular for photos and videos out in LA underneath this bridge. And like I kind of edit people out, but like in the background there was actually like a big truck from some production that they were doing something down there, and all these other people, and we just kind of snuck in there quick and shot it. But yeah, just kind of a bizarre car.
Wow. Yeah, it's like something.
And it's actually all metal bodywork, which is impressive.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so it's not fiberglass. Your first thought would be that would be fiberglass or something.
Yeah. And I mean, it matches both sides, match very, very well considering.
Wow. So basically just handwork metal, essentially, huh?
Yeah.
I love your choice to leave that foreground post in there.
Yeah.
You know, just that pillar in there. That's
a little. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
trying to
great.
give a little depth, a little more
yeah.
extra depth to
It's
it.
kind of
What's
adds to the behind the scenes grittiness
20
of it. You know.
28 solo. To be so
I think it's
low.
2B solo. Yeah,
So low.
yeah, that
Wow.
car got a lot of attention for sure.
Oh, you think?
Yeah. I wonder
It
why.
was funny. We had like lunch with him and stuff, and there's like little people running up taking photos with him and everything.
Awesome car.
That's
That
crazy.
is cool.
Yeah, it is. It is very cool.
Oh man, look at this
And,
guy. Are you kidding me with this stuff?
This is the hangar where you couldn't get out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That hold on one second. Sorry, I had to look at something, but I don't know which pictures. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was the hangar, and so we were just shooting inside while they could right there. And actually, I shot like 90% of what I shot was inside because that's where they're having the auction. It's like kind of a sub company of the main auction company I work for, but they're actually having the auction in that hangar, so it's kind of cool. We were able to shoot in there and use it, and they kind of wanted to feature the architecture, you know, since eventually the car would be being sold there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. This is a car that like I've been trying to shoot that model for a long time, the Enzo. And then I shot this one, and then like a week later, 2 weeks later, I shot another one. So it's like finally shoot one after years of trying, and then right after another one.
Yeah,
And the second one I shot, which I haven't posted any pictures online of, they revealed them, but at first it was all like top secret, those 22 cars. But then when I shot's a red one, but it's actually was the Pope's. Ferrari had given it to the Pope, and it was the last one they made, and then
Are you kidding me?
for charity.
That's the real Pope-mobile.
Yeah, the real Pope-mobile.
Sick,
So-
dude.
But this one
So-
this one isn't that one, but this is. I mean, it looks almost identical.
Give me a quick rundown on. Okay, so, I mean, how far in advance did you know you were going to have to shoot 21 cars in 9 days? And then how do you even go about that? I mean, what was your game plan per day on how to get that
Well,
done?
they kind of schedule it, but it actually we only shot for I think 6 days, and it was 22 cars plus a big group photo. So I was shooting like 5-6 cars a day, and it was like 13 or 14-hour days. Go back to the hotel, work on photos, sleep for 2 hours, get up and do it again, kind of thing. So it was pretty rough, but luckily this time of year in LA it's like cloudy almost all day long until like the late afternoon. So we were able just to kind of shoot whenever, but we basically would have a truck driver, you know, would find a location, have a truck driver, just like a little trailer, drop off the car, and then go grab the next one, put that in the next spot, pick that one up, and just rotate them out like that. Kind of just shooting as fast as we could. But
Wow.
the cool thing about that is like some of the time they were like, here's the keys, you know, go ahead and reposition the car whenever you need to. So I got to drive some pretty cool stuff along with that, which was fun.
Yeah, wow. But I bet you were under so much kind of pressure and stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't truly get to enjoy it. I mean, it's more just I need to move this car
No,
over
yeah,
here.
I mean the driving stuff was kind of fun. Yeah. Well, and the turnaround time they wanted was crazy. And then I did like all the stitch stuff, plus I did some rolling stuff, and I did other things like that. So I actually took 27,000 pictures.
Wow.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
which was pretty insane.
So what was your flow for that, man? I mean, were they all on memory cards?
Yeah, and I actually eventually I started bringing my laptop with me.
Mm-hmm.
Not because I was running out of space, because I was bringing like 150 gigs of like cards with me.
Mm-hmm.
But I would bring the laptop so that by the time I got back to the hotel, they'd already all be downloaded. I didn't have to wait for that, you know? Because even that would take like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then the processing of everything to obviously do the stitching, I would just kind of line that up and run it overnight and that sort of thing. It was a nightmare. I mean, even when I got back here, it was literally like there was a couple of days where I'd work 16 hours in a day and sleep for 2 hours and literally roll out of bed to the computer, work for another 16 hours, you know, take little breaks to eat or whatever, but it was crazy. But some wild stuff, and it's going to be like its own catalog and everything, so like basically just my photos, so I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Sweet.
And I'll post photos from all those shoots eventually.
Okay, cool.
But
Very
But
good.
yeah, this is another one from that same hangar, obviously, same car. I just like this one because it kind of shows off, like I said, the venue.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of looks like it's driving.
Yeah.
I don't know, like it's heaven or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's great.
It's
That's like the Pope.
different.
The Pope just visited God, and he's coming
That's
back.
right.
Coming back, yeah,
It's
God.
the Pope's car. It's
Even
going.
God doesn't have an Enzo.
That's right. Yeah. It's such a
Wow.
different feel from the same car, same hanger.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's how you do it right there. I mean, just
Yeah.
completely different feel, man.
Yeah, look at that. Look at the difference. And what's great in both of these is you've got the tire tracks in there. If you notice in this one,
Yeah.
coming in and then.
Yeah, it's a pretty
Yeah.
cool little venue to shoot. There's a lot of photoshopping necessary to get like some ugly stuff out of the frame, you know, like against the walls and whatnot. But and the other thing is too is as I was shooting these cars, there was another person shooting cars in the same area, just kind of on the opposite side. So we kind of had to work around each other.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I shot that day. I shot like six cars, and maybe she shot like 8 or something like that. But they were kind of the lower dollar cars, so you didn't spend much time. But it was kind of a crazy work as fast as we could, same kind of deal. Like I think we ended up being there like 12 or 13 hours just in that hangar shooting. But the nice thing about that was it was in a hangar and we had electricity and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so you didn't have to worry about moving
Not
around.
used to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Awesome cars. Great shots. I mean, that is it's fun. Fun.
But yeah,
And we
I mean,
got
like I said, I'll definitely post some more of those from the LA stuff later because a lot of those ended up really cool in there.
And if there's any
Some of the
videos
most,
you
like
can
amazing
post, that would be
cars.
awesome. That would be
Yeah. I think I did take a couple videos of that, but that was all supposed to be kind of low key. And there's a really cool group shot where we shot 8 of the cars at once, where it was like $40 million in cars with just 8 cars in an alley.
Mhm.
Hey, Pat, how are you handling? Because I know you're doing some of this for the auction, and then some of it is on your stuff on the side. How are you handling releases?
Well, I mean, with their stuff, they don't really care what I do with it once it's published. Like, you know, they own the rights to it. Like, I can't like sell the pictures, but they don't care if I post them around or anything like that. And with that one, they were very much like tight-lipped early on. You know, like don't post anything on Instagram, don't do anything until they announce it, because it was kind of a big deal. It's actually the 22 cars that I shot, and there was 2 others. They're all one guy's cars.
Wow.
And it's not even all of them. He was kind of like liquidating his collection to buy a few more expensive cars, like fewer cars, higher value.
These guys have problems, don't they? I mean, they got real problems, these guys. You know?
Yeah. And unfortunately, 2 of the cars I didn't shoot were 2 of the most expensive. Like I said, that one was out in New York City, which was I don't know if anyone, how well everyone knows cars, but it was a McLaren F1, which is a pretty rare special car.
Yes.
And the other one's like a older, like 60s Ferrari that was actually like being restored at the time. But yeah, I mean, it was some wild stuff.
Was that the Mr. Bean F1?
No, it's not.
All right.
This is like, I see that one did sell for like 12 or 13 million. That's what they're about expecting for this one as well.
God.
But yeah, this is like a F1 LM street car where basically they put like the LM bodywork on it, but it's just a normal F1.
Just
yeah,
a normal F1.
Yeah. The most expensive car, I guess that Jaguar maybe, or this one I shot, was a 250 LM out there, which I think they're looking for like 15 million for.
Okay.
So that was kind of cool.
Your life sucks, my friend. It sucks.
Different universe, that's for sure. So you could buy a car, or you could buy the university gallery.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Probably buy a couple university galleries.
Yeah, a couple of them, exactly, yeah. Wow. The university. How about that?
Yeah.
Wow, man. These guys got problems.
When
you've got over 20 plus $1 million supercars, man, yeah, you know.
Yeah, life's rough.
And they're just floating around America somewhere.
That's the guy with the button-up polo shirt on the street corner in Phoenix. Man. That's what he's going to Bank of America to. He's buying supercars.
It just might be. You never know, huh?
Never know. So, tell us about this one. This was with the EM10. Is this a
Yeah, it's just no, it's not. It's I just cropped it to 16:9.
Okay.
And yeah, sometimes I'll just take a break from work and go wander around campus and shoot some stuff at 7:30 or so. And
Yep, you get good light. I mean,
yeah.
Cool. And this is great. The light, the yellow and the lights here make that
Yeah.
make that shot for me. I mean, it's some nice,
I just wish they were all working.
yeah, it would have been nice to have this one. Yeah, these three working.
If I was really good at Photoshop, I could
I
probably
was
make
just
them all.
gonna say.
Yeah, you could just
I was
copy,
just gonna say, yeah, you could have
take a selection and paste it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
make
It's
them
not
work.
that good.
Yeah, that's cool. That's lots of color, nice lines in there, and
Mhm.
nice time. I mean, the color of the sky is great. You know.
Yeah, it just
It's a
rained
good-
earlier, so.
It's a good balance for like exposure for the sky
Mhm.
to everything else.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yep. Very nice. Well, cool. Yeah. Well, and now the secret is for Pat to start shooting these cars with the mirrorless. We need like a EM10 or something
Yeah.
to be.
Mhm.
Well, I finally upgraded to. I got a 6D.
Oh,
I went full
Nice.
frame at last.
Nice.
very nice.
So I still have the 60D as like a backup and a second because I have that wide angle, the 10 to 8,
Mhm.
Yeah.
10 to 18. Is that what it is? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that won't work on the 6D, but so I have that as well. But I did go full frame now,
Cool.
Awesome.
which I'm liking so far.
Yeah. Yeah. I would.
You like the 6D?
Yeah, I do. For what I do, I don't really need like super fast autofocus because I don't really do much motorsports. And the center focus point is good. It's just with that's like the big disadvantage of that versus like the 5D. It's the autofocus is pretty weak.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
But yeah,
Awesome.
I'm liking it, and it makes the stitched images even even crazier.
Bigger. That's what you're getting your gigapixel. That's what you're
Yes.
getting
Yes.
2 billion pixel images.
Yes. The stitched images weren't big enough, so
We have to
What do
make
we
them
do?
bigger.
we make them bigger.
That's right. Because this is America.
Right.
We make everything
America.
bigger.
America. That's right.
America.
Let's get
Well, they
American
do. They
on it.
have printed my photo before in like 20 by 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love when I hear photographers complain about, well, I had to buy some of that cheap Chinese stuff, and I'm like, you realize you're talking about Japanese cameras, right? Like,
Yeah.
none of this stuff's from America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's all from Japan, brother. So what difference does it make if it's
Yeah. Yeah.
You might have got a camera strap or a camera bag from America, but that's about it. It's just to hold your Japanese cameras. Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, awesome show, guys, man. Some great images. That is, you got a great variety as usual.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep. Super cars, super buildings, super landscapes. We got it all. This show
Yep.
has it all.
Got it all here, man. The best, what would you call it, Mark? The best...
Best damn photo sharing discussion at 6 p.m. Eastern on Sunday.
That's right! On lock, baby.
That's
That's
right.
right. Yes.
All right. Well, speaking of best damn, I got to get some best damn ribs out the big green egg.
Yes, because the game's about to start, so...
It is. It is about to start. Yep. Game. Was it game 5 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Gotta see LeBron cry about fouls again.
Oh yeah. I'm amazed they made it to game 5. Really. I mean, with the injury and everything.
Yeah.
To what's his name? They've stepped up. So it's gonna be a good series. I think either way. All right. Well, gotta get some dinner. Thanks, Sim. Thanks, Wes. Thanks, Dennis, joining us. Get some more images. I should have a couple more hopefully done next week, and look forward to whatever you guys can submit.
Cool.
So, do that. Everybody have a good week. Thanks for showing up. Your participation is most appreciated. I salute you all.
Not a problem.
All right.
It's good.
Cool. All right, guys. See ya. Thanks much.
See ya.
See ya.
Have a good week.
Take
Bye.
care. Bye.
Yeah.